days around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today I'll be rating every player's performance from Tottenham's embarrassing 1-0 defeat to Sheffield United at Bramall Lane as the Blades took home a big FA Cup shock victory over the Lily Whites thanks to a goal from Iliman Ndiaye in the 79th minute. We'll start with goalkeeper for Spurs, Fraser Forster. I'm going to give Fraser a 5. I thought really he couldn't do much for the goal, but Sheffield had 0 shots on target other than that. So he didn't really have much else to do except for distribution, which he did fairly well today. And the goal was just, he was kind of let loose by his defenders and put out to dry. Defenders didn't do a great job, and all Ndiaye had to do is fire in at the near post. So pretty bad defending on Tottenham's part. Nothing really that Fraser could do about that. Now moving into our back line, I'm going to start with Davinson Sanchez, who came into the side for Christian Romero. I'm going to give him a 3.5. He was absolutely terrible today. I don't really know what we expected from a player like him. He's been bad in every FA Cup tie we have played in the last 7-8 years. Every single time that we have lost, he's been in the starting lineup. He always is at the center of, silly mistakes. Of course, Pedro Porro going forward instead of helping defend was always going to be a problem for Sanchez, and so it just made it even worse for the Colombian. And he so many falls, so many slips. He lost probably. He only was able to win about 30% of the duels that he was actually engaged in, which was pretty bad for a guy. If you look at him, physically, he looks like a very strong, stable guy on first look. But once you see him start to play, very unstable defender, did not do well for the goal, and really, he was one of the players that kind of rolled over to give Sheffield United the win. And he's been here for so long that, he should have been out the door probably 2 years ago after he cost us in the FA Cup inevitably some time ago. Because it's been going on for way too long. He starts like one of those games that we need to win. He'll start, and then he'll always be at the center of attention for mistakes. Our center back, Eric Dyer. I'm going to give Eric Dyer a 4. Better than Sanchez. Again, terrible for the goal. Did not step into the player. Kind of just held off him. And really, Ndiaye had all the time in the world to just shoot into the corner. Reminders of Leicester. And the key here is to realize that Dyer is only look like a good player when he has Romero to cover him on the right side. Because when he doesn't have Romero, he's literally just a center back who can head the ball away. He can't really actively defend on the ground, and he's so used to just being a blocking player that he doesn't know how to make tackles, play tackles. And therefore, every time Romero doesn't play, Eric Dyer is extremely exposed and looks like just the worst defender you've ever seen. And we saw that against Leicester, and we saw that today against Sheffield United. Our last center back is Ben Davies on the left side. I'm giving him a 4 as well. Same as Dyer. Although I think he's better at left wing back than he is at left center back, and that's saying a lot. I think that Ben Davies is a little better attacking at some points. Really good against Chelsea, really good against West Ham. But when you put him at that left center back position, again, when Romero's not there, the whole defense fall apart. And it doesn't help. It's not helped by the fact that Davinson Sanchez replaces Romero, and he is like 5% of the player that Romero is. So our defense was probably the worst part of our team, except for the attack. Moving into midfield, I'm going to start with Pedro Porro. I'm going to give Pedro Porro a 4. I thought Pedro Porro was okay at times. You know what? We'll up Pedro Porro to a 4.5. I thought he was good attacking-wise. Showed a lot more promise than he did against Leicester. Defensively, unsurprisingly, he wasn't great. But attacking-wise, I think Pedro Porro was actually not that bad. Took a couple shots from outside the box that didn't go far off of the edge of the goal. But he wasn't helped by the fact that the attack was basically useless today, which meant that he wasn't really getting much support in the forward areas of the pitch. Moving on to our midfielder, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Fatigue just infects this guy if he plays more than, like, he's played so many games this season that when you can see the minute it starts to go over the limit, and today was that limit. And so we really didn't have any other choices. I think I would have liked to see Skip and Sar, honestly. I know Skip is really, like, very vital to our Premier League campaign, so I would completely understand why he would have been rested. But I think Højbjerg was a bit of a liability today. Not as bad as some of our defense and attack, but this was definitely a step below his usual performances. The other midfielder was Pape Sarr. I'm going to give him a 4.5. A little better than Højbjerg. Didn't make any mistakes, but still not as good as he has been in the past. Exciting in the first half, then just kind of started to go on a decline. Made a really bad challenge on one of the Sheffield United players, I believe, in the second half to get a yellow card. And that was really the highlight of the afternoon for him. Our last midfielder is Ivan Perisic. I'm giving him a 4. I thought Perisic got the ball a lot today, but did not do as much as we'd hoped with the ball. I think he had a lot of chances to play perfect balls in. He had a lot of openings on that left side, but really he just wasn't able to do a lot. And I was really expecting more from him. I'm not going to lie, because, at the start of the season, I thought he was great. He got like 2 assists in 2 games in the Premier League against Chelsea and against Wolves. And then we came here and, but after some time, he's just kind of fallen off a cliff. I think age has caught up with him. And now he's just started to go on a bigger and bigger decline. And it's basically culminated in, him putting out pretty poor performances to the point where Ben Davies, a left center back / left back, is better at left wing back than Ivan Perisic. Moving into the front three, we'll start with Heung-min Son, who again did not have a very good day out. I'm going to give him a 4. Took a good amount of shots on, left-footed, right-footed, none really testing the goalkeeper. But I think he got a little better as the game went on, and at the end of the game, he had one run where he ran almost the whole length of the pitch, and then I think Tottenham got a corner out of it. And from the resulting corner, Harry Kane headed like down instead of forward, and we missed a big opportunity after Sheffield had taken the lead. But Son was, he was like below average. He's been pretty poor. I was kind of hoping we'd see Danjuma instead of him today. I think that would have been a better choice, and I think that was evident when he came on for Lucas, because Danjuma came on for Pedro Porro. When Pedro Porro went off and Danjuma came on, I thought Danjuma looked a little better than most of our front three. Richarlison, probably the lowest point of the team, dare I say, or definitely at least the attacking half. I'm going to give him a 3.5, just really, really poor across the board. Had a chance in the 29th minute where he sent it over the bar. He was well inside the box and he sent it over the bar. Really should have done better from there. But the worst one was right before he was subbed off in the 61st minute, where he was on the edge of the box, on the turn, took a touch, and sent it, and took a shot, and it went almost out for a throw-in, just escaping inside the line to be a goal kick. But that was probably his worst moment today. He was subbed off for Harry Kane a little later, who really didn't do that much better. Definitely tried to get Tottenham on level terms, but couldn't do much. And lastly, in our starting lineup was Lucas Moura, probably the brightest spot of our team in the attacking phase. I'm going to give him a 5. I thought he was okay today, not terrible, not great. But at least he tried to do stuff and get the ball forward. Hit the bar on an accidental cross in the first half, but that was really, again, the highlight of his game. In terms of substitutes, I'm only rating Harry Kane. I'm going to give him a quick 5. Missed a big chance to help us get back on level terms in the 90-plus 4th minute. He had a header, perfect cross in from Perisic, and he kind of heads it down into the right instead of towards the goal. And that was really our last chance of the game before that before we got knocked out of the FA Cup, and this is, the story of the Tottenham Hotspurs, story of Tottenham Hotspur every single season in the FA Cup. It happens all the time. And it feels like our season's over. Usually it's over in February. This time it's over in March, so I guess that's improvement, but we're never going to get better until we make those changes to get rid of those players that are holding us back, like Dyer, like Davies, like Sanchez, dare I say, like Lucas Moura. He's been here for a while, and I don't think he's up to par. But I think any other players in that back three, and we would have been fine. It's just that Sanchez, you cannot play in a crucial FA Cup match like this because you know he's going to make a mistake. But that's it for our ratings for players for Tottenham's 1-0 loss to Sheffield United. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button if you want to see more Spurs content. And until next time, come on, you Spurs.